Today we are talking about the energy bodies programs, and it will be the first themes that I will post in my channel. And the first part which we will start, it is physical body program. Life programs are drawn up, prepared, but how are they embedded in the soul? Before entering the physical body, the soul is separate from it. The recombination occurs later. The material body develops according to its own program. Based on the gene code, the life program allows this body to perform various actions that contribute to the improvement of the soul. The body and soul are in different dimensions, and this suggests that the life program, being an energy structure, must transmit its commands to the material body through several levels of matter: etheric, astral, and mental. Therefore, the transmission of commands and settings must have a certain structure. This body has been sufficiently studied by medicine and allows us to better see the work of the gene code program in influencing its growth and old age changes. The physical body is also a shell, otherwise external material energy body. External matter is the lowest type of energy of a given level. Each organ has an internal functional program which has a basic functional activity. Without its own program, not a single organ will be able to work currently for a long time. All its functions would very quickly be disrupted. Organ programs are united by a common gene code program for transforming their proportionality of their growth during the body of a child into an adult state. It is very important to maintain the proportionality of their development, otherwise all normal functions within the human body will be disrupted. Also, each system, lymphatic, nervous, blood, has its own programs. Thanks to this, a certain number of leukocytes, platelets, erythrocytes, and other components are always maintained in the blood. And if any disturbances occur, they are again regulated to normal state by the blood program. How much all other thin shells of a person are stuffed with internal organs, mechanisms, and functional systems can be judged by the feeling of our material shell. After all, thin shells are even more complex in structure than the physical body. Humanity has been studying its structure for several hundred years and still doesn't fully understand it, let alone the subtle bodies. But even if we draw a rough analogy, we can understand that all the thin shells of a person are not just balloons chaotically filled with gas, but structures that have a constructions no less complex than the material body. The latter is controlled in development and construction by the gene code. But the gene code precisely expresses the program for the construction and development of matter in a living form in the time interval given to it. The gene code builds the external material form with its internal content according to the plans of the higher ones. That is, the body is automatically built after fertilization of female egg cell. The higher material system, we also called them aliens, has developed the gene code for this human model in strict accordance with the tasks assigned to this model. Any deviations from the program cause mutations. And everything that mutates in a direction undesirable by GUTS doesn't need their arbitrary and random, also of course some mutating forms. They research and experiment on them, trying to use the node qualities in future directions of development. However, the material body of man develops necessarily in connection with the main program of life, which dictates changes in the physical shell over time: infancy, childhood, adolescence, maturity, and old age. This is all dictated by the program of the material body, already developed on the basis of the main program of life. That is, changes in the physical body are carried out necessarily in accordance with the life program. Therefore, if according to the plot a person is given the option of becoming a singer, then the individual's vocal cords are necessarily formed in a special way. But this is no longer done by the program, but by the determinant who will lead this person through life. It means the heavenly teacher adjusts the student's physical characteristics to the program of his life. The gene code gives the general structure of the organism, and the necessary detail is provided by determinants. Also, depending on the requirements of the program, if the plot requires certain karmic developments from a person, then the determinant will introduce into the body formed in the womb the defects of organs or body parts required by the program, and will introduce congenital diseases. All this serves as an addition introduced by the determinant, and the gene code was developed for their entire fifth race for the entire time of its existence, and it cannot adapt itself to each person, since each person is individual and has its own characteristics in the structure. If a person's life program is short, then the development of the physical body can stop at any stage. For example, about stages. A person can die in infancy, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and so on. The life program for the suitable surface from the causal shell dictates to the physical body up to what point it should develop and when it should cease its vital functions, transforming them into functions of decay. The important point is to switch the program of life to the program of death. A person gets sick mainly due to the program of life and not due to a violation of the gene code, although the latter also occurs. Violation of the gene code can also occur according to the main program of life for the purposes of the higher ones or due to some kind of disruption of connections. In addition, it should be noted that a person has feelings and emotions that are associated with the activity of the nervous system and the astral shell, and for them to work, the program of the physical body must obey the program of the subtle body. All emotions and feelings are born in situations that are provided for by the main program of life. Therefore, they don't appear in a person on their own, but only during the unfolding of planned events. That is, emotions and feelings appear under the influence of a suitable planned program. It is that continues to control the physical shell in all situations of life. So, in addition to the gene code, the material body is also necessarily controlled by an energy program, or one might say the tape of life. The outer shell has its own time of existence and time of decomposition after death. In everything there are special mini-programs or auxiliary programs built on the basis of the main plot program of existence. All auxiliary programs for thin shells are also calculated and written by negative calculators and programmers of the higher plan, specializing specifically in it. Auxiliary programs. However, many of the auxiliary programs are standard and are used in ready-made form. They only correspond to some indicators. The highest have their own systems of calculation, standardization of programs, and their correction.